the emergence of Tyrese Maxey. He's had a huge jump from his rookie year. He's averaging 17 and 5, almost 50% from the field, about 38% from three. He's just been playing amazing, and that was on full display in their close loss to the Raptors the other night. What do the Sixers do from here? Because they might have a starting point guard on like a championship caliber team in Tyrese Maxey. So is the move for them now to look for more of a depth trade for Simmons instead of finding like a star, just find out some more guys to fill out that roster? So does this open up more possibilities for the whole Ben Simmons saga?
Yeah, because Tyrese Maxey has elevated himself into the Tyrese Halliburton role. Like the stats are basically the same. They're both second-year players. Maxey's actually scoring more, a little worse off defensively, but he has way better efficiency in scoring more. And then just comparing those two, like how Halliburton was talked in this offseason was like, oh, he's untouchable. He could be a future, backcourt starter for a championship team, stuff like that. And then Maxey has to get all this credit too now. Like he can be that, he is young. But also on the other hand, you're not trying to like spend another 2-3 years developing him, right? You're trying to win now.
Right.
So you want to keep him, but you might use him as a trade piece, as in if you want to elevate that Ben Simmons package, right? Elevate what you're getting back. But ideally, you just want to upgrade like the point guard, move Maxey to the shooting guard and get a small forward in. So that's either like, the trade that I liked a lot, which they didn't go for, was the Brogdon and LeVert one, because now you would have Maxey, Brogdon, LeVert, Tobias Harris, and Embiid, and you expect all those guys to average 17 plus, which is crazy if you have a whole starting lineup having 17 plus with an actual like 6-man and Seth Curry. Yeah, so like that's crazy. But they didn't go for that. They got re-signed, so that trade is done. So there's no point in talking about that. But now that trade looks even better, right? So if something like that pops up, a D'Angelo Russell plus something, stuff like that pops up, we could see Ben Simmons actually moving. And Ben Simmons is going to be traded for one of those players. He's not going to be traded for these fantasy Jaylen Brown type deals that are floating around by Daryl Morey. Like that's not happening. Yeah. No one's trading Dame for Ben Simmons and picks. No one's trading Jaylen Brown for Ben Simmons and picks. Like he's going for a role player, like a good role player in like Brogdon, D'Lo, that type player. It's just, I think now the Sixers are willing to accept that, whereas in the offseason they weren't.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much where it is now. One thing that like, especially with Embiid out, with Harris out, with Simmons out, some of these depth players
held the ground.
Really stepped up. Maxey, Seth Curry, he's probably having a career year so far. Korkmaz is shooting the lights out. Like and Andre Drummond, he was your biggest sleeper in fantasy, and he's gotten a lot of chance to start, and he's been putting up really good numbers, fantasy wise. So like they just have a lot of guys stepping up. So if Embiid comes back, if they're able to get something for Simmons and like move those guys even more down the depth chart, this team could be scary, right? Because they look like if they get Embiid back, at least the top 6 team, like probably avoiding that play-in, right? So if they add some more guys that can actually play,
they kind of have to accept this deal for like above average role players like a D'Lo, Brogdon, LeVert, good starters, right? Borderline all-stars, because they're not getting Jaylen Brown's teams. They're not getting that. Like it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, no, and the thing is, like, I think getting a couple high quality role players would be very beneficial to this team, because like you look at the East right now. Yeah, Brooklyn is probably the runaway favorite, but
I think Kyrie, they're beatable.
No Kyrie. Milwaukee hasn't been playing up to their potential now. Granted, they've been dealing with injuries, but I don't know. Like it's pretty much up for grabs. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here so you never miss the best clips from Stretch the Floor. Hit the links in the description below to find us on all podcast platforms, and follow us on Instagram.